and welcome back to all my fellow civilians of the fiction kingdom. Today I bring you an interesting topic. What if the only people that could enter the tournament of power were the normal, or not normal, but the humans that weren't androids? Now, how could this actually come about? Well, let's say that one of the other universes, came up with an idea to try and get them, taken out. So, it can be from a virus or something along those lines. Let's say that there's another assassin-like hit that's in a different universe. And instead of him being powerful, he does things biological or something along those lines. Nanites or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Just come up with an excuse to why Piccolo, Gohan, the Saiyans, the androids cannot actually fight. Now, what would happen? Well, technically speaking, what would actually happen is everybody in Universe 7 would wind up being dead. So, story over with. Thank you, and see you later. Okay, not really. As you guys know, I do fan fiction, so technically I'm going to turn this into a fan fiction. Not actuality, the one that you can find on my account I will not be creating the actual story out of this. But, anyway, get on to the point. Well, I can kind of see it like this. At this point, Bills would probably be literally freaking out because there's no one else in Universe 7 that can actually fight the likes of Hit or any of the Pride Troopers, really. Well, the most powerful ones of them. So, he's like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And Whis finally decides to step up and say, you know what, Bills? I actually have an idea. Just trust me. So, he goes around and gathers up the Z Fighters, the human ones, and just for fun, let's throw in some old characters like Master Crane, his brother Mercenary Tao, Hercule. Why not? Let's throw even Hercule into this. Now, as for how long they have, since this is going to be kind of a rush job, I'm going to try and extend the time limit that Xeno gave them. 1 month instead of 1 week. So, in that sense, they have time. They have a time chamber that can extend days into years, so that can help. But let's take this a step forward. Anybody remember the Ultra Divine Water? If not, well, I'm going to bring it into the story. Not just that, but let's also say that for the past couple of years, Karen, or crap, I can't remember the actual white cat's name. I cannot believe I am actually forgetting this. Okay, him and Yajirobe have been collecting senzu beans ever since the end of the Majin Buu arc. To make sure that if things go bad again, they won't run out. So Whis pops in, grabs all of them, and just for giggles, let's say that it's revealed that one of the reasons that the universe is so low on inhabitable planets is because of the Tree of Might. That it's a parasite that's been launching its seeds from one planet to another, killing off life and everything else. So, let's say Whis actually goes by these planets and collects as many of the apples as he can. So after he gets all the human Z Fighters together, and wherever the heck Chaozu is, he decides to take them into the time chamber. But he modifies it so that it won't have that, day limit to it. Or 2-day limit. I forget how long you can actually stay in the actual time chamber before the door actually vanishes. But, anyway, that's what he does. He takes all of them. He modifies the time chamber. He takes all of them, puts them in the time chamber. Let's say he uses the Dragon Balls to be able to make it to the time chamber to do whatever he needs it to. And he tells them that, well, pretty much what I'm going to do is push every single one of you to your limits. And possibly beyond. For the next 7 years, I am going to train you. Not just that, but from this, you're going to be drinking this right here. He throws down the, ultra divine water and says, if this doesn't kill you, you definitely will get stronger from it. Same thing with these. He tosses down the bag of apples and pretty much says, now, let's start. Well, Krillin would most of them will probably be freaking out thinking that there's no way that they can do it. And this is how I'm going to actually even it. While these things will help them, they will not be able to get to the same level as Hit or any of them, or at least they shouldn't be able to. Just on, normal training and eating these things alone. So, I am going to bring in the chakras. They already have been brought in for the Saiyans, as they are the reason why, Saiyans are capable of turning into Super Saiyan. But he's going to reveal to them that, these chakras exist throughout their bodies. Matter of fact, all of them has at least opened one of the chakras. That's why they can use ki to begin with. So, yeah, we're going to go through and have each one of you open each chakra individually. Now, this is going to hurt. You might even want to die from this. So, let's try and refrain you doing that. Because while there's definitely more people here than what we actually need for the tournament, I would prefer it if we kept it like that. So we can get the strongest out of all of you. So, he forces all of them to train like this for the next 7 years. Not just that, but he also tells them that when they open up each chakra, it actually gives them a times 10 to their power. And not just that, but just like the Saiyans, each time they open a chakra, their own base form gets stronger as time progresses. Now, would this allow them to really fight on the same level as, Goku and Super Saiyan Blue or any of that stuff? I've done the actual math for this, because we know for a fact that Super Saiyan is a times 50, Super Saiyan 2 is a times 2, and for anybody that's going to start yelling at me for saying, oh no, they actually got stronger after they did Master Super Saiyan, blah 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 blah, yeah. Have you ever thought that Master Super Saiyan was actually what the times 50 was? No? Okay. Besides, you can unlock whatever you want, and you can still get stronger afterwards, because your body got stronger and tougher from just entering this state, so you have a higher goal that you can reach. But, yeah. After that, crap, I forgot what I was talking about. But, yeah, I actually did the math. Pretty much we know that Super Saiyan 2 is a times 2, and Super Saiyan 3 is a times 4 on that. And Super Saiyan 4, which is, it's technically halfway canon, just as much as canon as darn Ultra Instinct, technically, because near one were directly created by Akira Toriyama. He just approved them, but that's beside the point. Anyway, pretty much I did the calculations for this. And also we know that Super Saiyan God is a times 70 on to Super Saiyan 3. And Super Saiyan Blue, we don't know precisely what it is. Although, according to power scaling in Super, it technically wouldn't actually even be a times 2. I know for a fact that the manga says it's a times 100. But the thing is, if that's true, then that would mean that Goku would be massively more powerful than what Bills is, just by using Super Saiyan Blue, considering he was able to fight Bills at, let's say, 50% in Super Saiyan God. So, a times 100 on that. I'm afraid you may have your calculations a little wrong there, kitty cat. But yeah, pretty much they do all this, push themselves to the limit, open up the chakras, or most of them do, as far as they get. And from what recruits he had, since there's definitely more than what needed to be in the tournament, Whis decides to just simply use, the ones that are literally the strongest and have the most potential, and would technically work the best together. That last part is technically optional, but anyway, I imagine that he would also make Master Roshi learn how to fly and trying to cover the bases of everyone else. Now, would they win the tournament like this? Probably not. Because I don't think that they would quite reach the same levels as what it actually was taken at the end of the show. Sure, by mathematical calculations, that opening up 7 gates that technically would be a times 10 on each one would give them more massive power boost than what the Saiyans have. But I remind you that the Saiyans have been training for years and are massively more powerful than them to begin with. So, yeah. But, I don't know. You guys tell me what you think about this idea. Leave a comment down below. I'll read it when I can get around to it. And if you like what you just heard and want to hear some more about Dragon Ball Z or fanfiction in general, give this channel a subscribe and hit that like button. Or hit the dislike button if you didn't like it. Doesn't matter, you're helping me either way. Anyway, see you when I see you.